Good evening, Helldivers. Welcome to a Helldivers 2 radio podcast, a Helldivers Radio stream, Super Earth podcast, whatever we call it. I am Bacon, and I'm joined by DB and Snuff. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
We're trying something new, and I introduced us. I don't know how I feel about it.
I liked it a
We
lot.
hate it. We hate it. It's absolutely disgusting.
We hate it so much. This episode gets like 0 views. But yeah, what have you guys been up to? And any Helldivers recently? Any other games?
Hell diving. No, you have forced me to play so much Repo lately. I think that since you got me to get Repo, I think I have almost 50 hours in it already.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah.
Oh, this is a different video game.
It is.
Yeah, yeah.
It is.
It's pretty fun though, but it ain't no Helldiver, and I have not been slacking too much on Helldivers. A little bit slacking, but not too much.
Well, I played a bunch of Helldivers today, actually, in kind of preparation for the top 5. I was like, well, I don't know what to choose. So I got like a couple hours in, and I still don't know if my top 5 is good enough.
Me neither.
No, that's fine.
I'll say this.
Oh, yeah.
I died a lot for science, so...
Yeah. Yeah, so, like, the end of this week, like, we can start with fucking Thursday, because you know how you guys, you know how I usually solo quite a lot and do that completely fine.
Mhm.
But on Thursday, I got my ass handed to me by the fucking Illuminates of all things.
Really?
So many times. I could only win one match on level 10 against Illuminates. Other than that,
Damn.
I got my ass handed to me. I couldn't even complete the fucking first objectives. 12 harvesters, swarms and swarms of woadless. I couldn't do anything. I could barely move out of the way of some things.
Are they getting
No
harder?
matter what loadout.
Is the Illuminate harder for some reason?
It was not the MO that was right before this one, which was also Illuminate, where they attacked the planets where we on Peelin and stuff, where they have the thing for the black hole to slow it down, and I think they were attacking with much bigger force than they usually are. I think that's why, because it was absolutely wild. I have never seen that many Illuminates in one place before.
Well, hey, Snuff,
Yeah, I got my ass
can you
handed to me.
explain? Can you explain a little bit what's been happening? Start a little bit earlier, but then explain the last 2 weeks. Like, what's been happening? I've seen the Luminate getting closer and closer to Super Earth. What's going on?
Yeah, so the last 2, or at least this last week, has been very focused on the major orders for stopping the Meridia Singularity completely, so it won't move anymore at all, and then maybe destroy it. I don't know what will happen there, but that has been the focus, and also the Terminus has been pushing at the same time, so the MOs have been split in 2. One part for Terminids and one for Illuminates. We kicked ass on the first MO, but this MO is going pretty badly. And in the meantime, while we have been focusing a lot on the Illuminates, both the Terminids and the bots have been pushing quite close to Super Earth.
Can you also rehash what the Meridia Singularity is really quick?
Yeah, the Meridia Singularity used to be a planet called Meridia, which we, back in May, was it? Last year? I believe May or June, that we, basically that planet turned into a super nest. The whole planet turned into a nest for the Terminids. So we chose to destroy the whole planet and turn it into a black hole. And then it was all quiet about it for quite a long time, until Christmas, really.
And now the Illumina are using it against us?
Yeah, so it was nothing happening with the black hole until around Christmas last year. And then the Illuminate came around, and after a little bit of fighting, like a month or two in, they started moving the black hole towards Super Earth. And so far, that black hole has destroyed 3 planets while it's on the way towards Super Earth. So yeah, we're trying to stop that. And going fairly well, I would say. We're slowing it down quite fast, but we need to win this MO.
Oh yeah.
To save Super Earth, right?
Yeah, and there's a lot of rumors going around. I'm not going to talk about leaks. Try to not have that on the podcast, because that we have our own section for leaks and stuff in the Discord. So if you want leaks and information about that, go to the Discord and join the community and take a look there.
And I haven't even seen the leak, so don't tell me it'll spoil.
No, I won't tell anything here. You have to ask me on my private time. But yeah, like, and I also have been varying my loadout quite a lot this weekend as well. Testing out new loadouts. I have made a whole ass spreadsheets for different loadouts.
Nice.
So, but I'm going to come back to that a little bit later on the podcast. So we won't talk about that anymore.
I do like this week's. Again, we'll talk about it later, but I do like the week's top 5 because it's forced me to play a lot of different, styles, a lot of different equipment I haven't used. So that I really like that. How about you, Bacon? You've been trying a bunch of different loadouts too?
Yeah, I've been since getting a PC and starting over all over again. I've been getting used to using the lower weapons and not using guns that I've kind of fallen into and being like, oh, I'm taking this everywhere. And there's a few loadouts that I'm like, oh, this is actually really fun to play. This is more difficult to play, but it's been enjoyable. It's been enjoyable.
Yeah, and also with the difficulty, you also get the satisfaction when you finally master that loadout as well. Oh, yeah. There's something about when you have to grind for something and then you finally get it right, and then you're like, this feels good.
Yeah.
And then you start over again with a new loadout.
Also, I did want to kind of acknowledge, like, the podcast. We talked about this off camera before a little bit, but, like, this isn't a top 5 podcast. Like, the Super Earth podcast is a Helldivers Radio podcast. Even though it might seem...
we're just really, really bad at making titles.
Yeah. You could look at the titles and get confused and think it's a top 5 podcast, but it's not. But I will say I like the top 5 only because it gives us more to talk about. I feel like, it's just... It adds like a flavor to it.
Part of the episodes usually. It takes up a big chunk of it because there's so much debate around the different things we choose on that.
Yeah, it makes us talk about things we normally wouldn't talk about. I kind of like that about it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's not a top 5 podcast, guys. We're just really, really bad at titles. So if someone wants to help us make titles, come on in.
No, and also, I'll change titles after the fact. We can change them after they've been published. That's not a problem.
Yeah, we can call this one, this is not a top 5 podcast.
/ top 5.
Yeah, / top 5. I honestly think we should call it that. I think that I like that. That it will be the title, guys. I have decided.
Yes.
That's it.
It's gonna be one of those animes that are like 3 sentences long. Like, my last power is so overpowered that no one can stand against me in the separate world that we just got reincarnated in.
Yeah.
It's like a book title from the 1800s.
Exactly. This is not a top 5 podcast, but today our top 5 podcast will...
Perfect. Now we're getting the titles in.
Yo,
just
speaking
took us,
of
7 episodes to get there.
Not to talk about Inside Baseball too much, but also the polls are going strong on the Spotify. So last episode I mentioned it. Yeah, and actually, I think it was like episode 4 only had like 6 votes, and then the next episode had 10. The next episode had like 16. So we're getting more people are voting, which is great. So make sure
That's
you vote.
awesome.
Keep doing that.
Make sure you vote on this episode and also comment. It's even more helpful to comment what you voted for and maybe why. Tell us why. Oh, and drop your ship names. But
Yeah, don't forget your ship
Yeah.
name.
I'll tell you this. So for season 2, episode 6, top 5 overhyped things in Helldivers 2, the poll is closed, and I'll just go down the list. The Quasar Cannon got 0 votes. The recoilless rifle tied with the jump pack for 2
Yeah,
votes.
people are agreeing with me.
The thermite grenade only had 1 vote. The axe had 3 votes, and the winner for the most overhyped stratagem/equipment in Helldivers 2 is the double-edged sickle for 4 votes.
And the
Oh, yeah.
500 also got 3 votes, tied with Axe.
Oh yeah. I didn't say
Yeah.
that. But yeah.
A lot of people are agreeing with me that both the recoilless and the 500 is fucking overhyped. Fuck you,
Oh,
fuck
yeah.
everyone.
No, yeah, I definitely that double-edged sickle. I'm like, oh yeah, this is gonna be so cool. It charges up, and I can take out heavy armor, but I'm not killing anything.
Yeah.
It
And
got to the
I
point.
might have actually been so annoyed about it that I might have voted myself.
Well,
It got to
and
the
then
point.
oh sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, it got to the point where using the normal liberator, I'm like, oh, I'm killing so many people. This is what a kill streak of 7 looks like. That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, today I've been using the regular sickle for the first time in a long time. And
cool.
honestly, way better than the double edge.
Yeah, I
It's
used
simply
I used
better.
some laser guns today, and they were fun. I don't often use the laser guns, but actually
It
a bad
feels
thing
it feels a
about
little bit weird with a little delay you get when you hit shoot, and also there's no recoil, so it feels a little bit weird to use them when you haven't used them in so long. But good guns.
Oh
But
yeah.
yeah, so there's the I wanna talk about the other poll really quick. So season
Yeah.
2, episode 5, top 5 ways to unalive things. We titled it that. It was supposed to be top 5 ways to kill things. I don't think YouTube would have liked it. So the poll for that, we have 0 points for recoilless rifle and landing on them. And then we have 1 vote for breaker incendiary. Oh, 0 votes for mine. We have 2 votes for the expendable anti-tank. And the big boom tied with the axe for 3 votes.
Yes.
Oh
We
yeah.
love the axe.
I love how they tied for being overrated and tied for being the best way to kill something.
I mean, I mean, honestly, like it's not that I don't like the 500 that way. It's a very cool way to kill things. So I kind of agree with favorite way to unalive things, but it's so disappointing in the damage sector of it. It doesn't do much, but it's very, very cinematic. It's the most cinematic stratagem, if you ask me. But well, maybe tied with a napalm barrage.
Napalm,
But,
maybe cluster, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what?
in
Orbital
general,
laser, pretty
500.
cinematic too.
Yeah, but the 500 has a big boom. You get a background, and you get a harvest or a bile titan or something coming out of that big flame.
Yeah.
So it's pretty,
pretty
cool. But it's
and-
still useless.
Well, I did want to mention the poll that hasn't closed yet. It's the season 2, episode 7. So guys, go ahead and vote in that. And looks like stalkers are in the lead. So if you don't agree with that, go ahead and go vote.
I mean, honestly, after doing that list and playing against the bugs right now, kind of agree with that. It's back on top, especially with the Predator Stalker, because right now the Predator Stalker especially tends to be a little bit bugged, so it locks itself into like a hacking mode, so it starts hacking at you super fast and just locked into melee. It doesn't move or anything, but you can't get away from it, so it just instantly kills you. You have no chance to do whatever.
And what are those little bugs that you called?
The hunters?
Yeah,
Shriekers.
there's a little hunt. Yeah, the little hunters or whatever. they've been kicking my butt today too.
Yeah,
They're
especially
like darker
the
colored.
predator one, since they are invisible all the way up until they're right next to you.
Yeah, they're always behind me. Like,
Yeah,
Mhm.
they're everywhere.
and if you don't have the correct loadout to deal with them, like it's a
Yeah.
pain in the butt. But yeah, sometimes when I make the polls on the the Spotify, I don't have the top fives like right there to reference, so it didn't. I don't
Yeah.
think the hunters made the. You can't vote for
Yeah,
them as an option.
we're missing the hunter there. We're missing the fire shotgun devastator.
Yeah. Well,
Mhm.
the Spotify only lets you do 8, so I couldn't put the full
Yeah,
list.
exactly. So there's always gonna miss some. Maybe we'll change it to do maybe the top 2 from each person on the votes.
Yeah, we'll try to be more organized in the future on that.
Yeah, but it's the first time we do it.
Yeah.
It be how it is. Just accept the reality that not everything is perfect, except me, of course. I'm godly.
Exactly. He says as he's covered in blood and guts.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I do. Kill stuff.
So what? Let's talk specifics. Like, what have you guys been playing today? Like, what weapons have you used?
Yeah, so I've been trying out the arc thrower. Never used it before, but Snuff had it in his arsenal, and he's like, "Yeah, pick it up, try it," because I just died, of course, and I had to wait for my cooldown. But he was like, "Yeah, pick it up, try it, see how it feels, and don't team kill." And I got most of those, but it was really fun. You have to charge it up, and then it shoots like a lightning strike, and it can pierce through some enemies, and it's great for crowd control. And I was surprised being able to take down harvesters, and I think it might be.
It's surprisingly effective on doing that, because it also
It is.
stuns the harvester. You know, the harvester can't do anything while you're
Oh
doing it.
yeah, oh yeah. I think that's my favorite part, that it doesn't allow enemies to shoot back at you, especially the overseers.
Yeah. And if you have a teammate or some kind of guard dog, you don't have to worry about
Mhm.
anything around you.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. So I had that arc thrower guard dog loadout a little bit, and I was holding my own. I was holding
I
my
would
own,
say it's
staying alive.
like effective wise on taking down harvesters, since that's what we've been playing now. It's
Mhm.
almost on par with the laser cannon in how fast it kills it.
Oh,
So
okay.
I actually picked one up today as well, and
The hatred.
I immediately
Disgusting.
threw it back down on the ground. I was like, does anybody have any extra weapons I could try? And yeah, somebody's like, yeah, here's an arc thrower, and I picked it up, and it, like, I like, how do you use this? Oh, you hold it down.
I just imagine you picking it up, you know, with like 2 fingers and the pinky out, like, ew.
Ew.
No, but I used it and it wouldn't even kill one voteless. I'm like, what is the point of this thing? It was crazy. I'm just not gonna. It's like a heavy weapon, but it doesn't one shot a fucking single voteless. That's crazy.
It does one shot, but it also depends on where the lightning beam hits on the body. Because if
Mhm.
it arcs to the arm, for example, it won't kill it. But if it arcs to the chest or the head, it will kill it. So it really depends on the arc.
So let's break this arc thrower down really quick. So it's you hold it for like a half second, and then you release. And also, that's another thing that I don't like about it. Okay, let's make the list. Is that it does when I don't like guns where it shoots when you release. I want to pull the trigger and let it go. But
Let it boom, yeah.
But beside that, that's just an aesthetic choice. But yeah. So then it shoots like an arc, but it doesn't feel like it does any damage. It doesn't feel like you're talking wave clear. There's no like visual reference that shows you that it's doing damage. Like there's no blood and guts.
You know, the only thing you kind of see is you just see the lightning beam go to one and then jump over to the next, and you just see their head pops. That's all you get to see. There is nothing else like that. There's no explosions or other visuals than the lightning beam just going from one to the next one.
And even then, the head just disappears, and it's like, oh, okay, I did get that one.
It just pops. That's all.
Now, can it be charged up more than the half second?
No.
Or is it just a half second charge up?
No, that is max.
Okay, and then sometimes that game is loud, so when it charges up, you can't even hear it.
Yeah, so the thing is with the arc thrower, the first shot takes a little bit longer to charge than the upcoming shots. So the first shot takes, I don't remember the exact time, but it's like each and a half a second. And then the next shot and so on, then after you fire that, if you just keep firing, you can charge it up a little bit less. It will be slightly less powerful, it seems like. But you know, at the end when you charge it up fully, you have that little pop sound kind of when it's fully charged. You can release it like a tiny bit before that, and it will still shoot, but it won't do as much damage. So you can shoot pretty fast with it once you get the hang of it.
Okay, also, speaking of...
Like today, I had a 70 kill streak with the arc thrower.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of weapons where they don't really shoot until you release the trigger, I tried out another one today, trying out different loadouts. I just tried it's the Plaz 101 Purifier. Okay, it's also garbage.
Dude, that is literally one of the best games in the game, stat-wise.
Well, it does 100 energy damage and 75 explosion damage, and the arc thrower does 250 arc damage. So it does like less damage than the arc
but you're also missing a big chunk of the reason it's so good is because it's basically the Scorcher on steroids, because you can shoot 1000 RPMs. So it shoots 1000 per minute compared to the Scorcher, which is 250, if I remember correctly.
But there's only 15 rounds in a magazine.
That is the downside. You have to place your shots way better.
And you only have 6 mags.
The splash damage. That's the downside of it. So you have to place your shots more. You have to use your brain a little bit more than the other guns because you have so little ammo.
Oh, it also flight time.
The crowd control is so good with it when you get it down, but if you're not used to it, it's shit. But once you start using it, it's maybe the best in the game.
Two things. So, number one, how are you supposed to use it? Because when I was doing fast firing, it wouldn't even take out a voltless with one shot. I would have to charge it up.
Then you're missing the heads. You have to shoot the heads, because the non-charge shot is basically the same shot as the Scorcher, basically. And when you charge it up, it's basically the almost as the same as the plasma shotgun one.
And the other thing is, it has really slow mid-air speed, so like you can aim at something, and specifically with the Illuminate, it's a pain in the butt, because even if they're 50 feet away, that's enough travel time where they will run out of where you're shooting.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm saying it's a gun that isn't necessarily good if you don't know how to use it properly. Like, it's a gun that you have to get used to, so you have to kind of use it quite a lot before you get the hang of it. But once you get the hang of it, it's maybe one of the best ones. But it's not necessarily the best on every type of faction. But for bots especially, it's maybe the best gun to use.
Okay, so what's the use case for it for bots? Like, how do you use it?
So for if it's close-up combat, you don't charge, because the splash damage would also kill you if it's close up. But if it's far away, you can take down whole patrols in a couple of seconds.
So it has like a blast radius?
Yeah, the splash damage and charge up shot is quite big, so you can take down the patrols pretty fast with it.
Okay. Because I'm coming from using the Eruptor, and when I was using the Purifier, I did I used it for the full game, so I was like trying to learn how to use it, and I was charging it up, and the charge up was considerably better, but man, the magazine is so small that when you charge it up and you miss that shot, it is devastating, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
that's
you
what I'm
can't miss
saying.
with
You
that.
have to really place your shots a lot smarter. It's not a spray and pray weapon.
Well, then also, like, so I use the eruptor a lot. Same type of thing where
Yeah,
with the automatons, I can shoot it at the feet of one bot. As long as it's in the middle of like a group of other small bots, I can take out an entire patrol in one shot, basically. I don't think
yeah,
the
you can
purifier
do.
really has the same fragmentation.
No,
Can you shoot at their
the thing
feet?
is, you can shoot at their feet. Yes. The thing is,
Like at the
with
ground, I mean.
instead of the eruptor, for example, it has fragments that shoots out, right, to kill them. So while the purifier has a stun effect instead. So you can stop bots from calling in. You can stop enemies from calling in for fortifications. So it's a very good crowd control weapon. And as I said, it is a weapon you have to get used to and use a lot. But once you have done that, it is the best weapon. Like stats wise and use case wise, I believe it is the purifier and the crossbow that is the two best weapons in the game at the moment. Like, if you're gonna talk about like pure meta, I don't give a fuck about meta, but like pure meta, it is those two guns that is probably the best in the whole game.
Well, and the crossbow
But
does
it
have a
takes a
lot
little
of
bit to get
damage.
used to.
So
It takes a little bit to get used to.
the crossbow has 270 projectile damage and 350 explosion.
Yeah.
So even its normal damage is more than the purifier all together.
But the range is way worse on the crossbow and also on the purifier. You can see exactly where the shot goes. So it's really good for taking down, for example, the gunships. 2 shots to the engine takes it down really fast.
But when I have the data for the Eruptor 2, it's 230 projectile, 225 explosion.
Yeah.
So it's actually less than the crossbow.
These are weapons that you have to get used to. You just have to use them a lot. And once you get used to them and you got them down, they're good. But until that, they're shit. Until you know how to use them properly. So
yeah,
that's kind of the downside to weapons like that. You have to really get used to them.
Yeah, and I do reuse the Eruptor a lot, but you're right. It's like it's definitely a skill gap there that you kind of
and also like you're so used to using the guns that you've used for so long now, so it always feels weird to switch over. It's like that for me as well when I switch over to the Dominator, for example, that I have also used a little bit these last days. It feels really weird to use it because you're not used to it. I've also used the Slugger, and that's also really weird to use because you never use it, right? So
okay, well, hold on. The Dominator, I think I've used that like one time. Didn't like it. Tell me what it is. Is that a shotgun?
No, it's not. I would say it's a Warhammer reference gun because it has a rocket-propelled bullet.
Oh,
but the thing with it is it's very strong, but it has really bad handling. So there's always downsides to a weapon, like the Purifier, for example, because it has bad ammo capacity, right? So you have to place your shots more.
So I've got the data on it. Yeah. It does 275 ballistic damage. It has a fire rate of 250 rounds per minute, but the magazine capacity is 15. So it is a very hard-hitting bullet, but there's no fragmentation, there's no explosive, and you only get 15 shots. And is it semi-auto or it's semi and burst?
I think it's semi-auto only.
I've got it right. The wiki says it's semi and burst, and it has medium armor.
It has burst mode. But yeah, I wouldn't use burst mode on it. The handling is already bad enough. It is a good gun, but again, it's a gun you have to get used to. Like, every gun is like that. As we talked about before, most people, once they find something they like, they just stick with that loadout only and never try other things.
Yeah, and that's what I like about the what we've been doing, and doing this podcast makes me try out a lot of different things as well.
Yeah, and we'll also come back to that later as well. Just saying.
Yeah, there's a couple things I do still want to try out. A lot of the assault rifles, You know, the BR-14, when it came out, I got it, and I never tried it, and I still think to this day I haven't tried it.
Yeah,
The
I even
Liberator
used
carbine.
I even used the goddamn. I like picked the worst loadout I could think of here the other day, and I brought the plasma sniper rifle, the only actual sniper rifle we have in primaries.
Uh-huh.
That thing is just purely bad. I got used
Oh.
it pretty fast, but it's still bad because it shoots bursts of 3 shots. That's
It's
the only
burst.
option you have.
It's burst
And you have
only.
9 shots in the mags, so you basically have only 3 shots, even though it's bursts of 3. And the recoil pushes it up, so only one of the plasma shots hit the target, basically.
Dang.
So still pretty bad. But once you got it down, it's okay. But I would still place it at the bottom of all weapons in the game. It's
F
the
tier.
shittiest weapon in the game.
Now you say
it's not even F. It's not even an F tier. It's not on that list.
You say it's the only sniper rifle. Is not like the Deadeye, the repeater. Is that not really a sniper?
No, those are not snipers. The only one that is classed as a sniper rifle is the plasma rifle.
Like if you head to the armory, it says assault shotguns, sniper rifles. That one's the only one.
I don't remember what the other class is, but it's the only one that is classed as a sniper rifle.
I get that it's classed as a sniper, but really, come on, a marksman rifle is basically a sniper.
Oh yeah.
And
that's the other thing. I never really have used the diligence or the diligence counter sniper, so maybe I should try those out too. And
they're good weapons. They're good weapons.
But I feel like if you use them, you have to have something to balance out your loadout.
I mean, it also depends on what you're playing. Like on the Illuminate side, don't even bother. It's no point in going sniper route. But if you're on bot side, sniper is very viable. It's just too much stuff going on bugs and Illuminates for it to be viable enough.
Mm-hmm. What if you're playing as like a support player in the back and just being like, okay, you guys go ahead, run ahead, and I'll stay in the back and
you can do that, but even so, you don't get enough support from that, I would say.
Right. You wouldn't be as useful as if you were.
Then it's better to do what I did here the other day when I was playing with someone else and using the sterilizer.
Oh.
Sterilizer medic armor.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So basically went full support. I went with the dog breast guard dog. I went with the sterilizer. I went with the orbital gas strike, gas grenades, smoke, medic armor, stim pistol. So everything was focused purely on support. I still got the most kills, but I was supporting the team.
Well, and that's a funny thing too, for that laser sniper to be the only sniper in the game, but it's not even a sniper because it shoots a 3-round burst, so it makes it useless as its intended role.
Exactly. At least changes so we have the option to choose between semi-auto and burst.
Yeah, 100%. If they did that, I would use it.
Yeah, I would use it a lot more if they did that, because it would make it a complete different gun. It would make it actually. I think if they did it, I think it would be quite a decent gun, because it basically, I think it's like a half charged shot on the purifier, basically. But faster shooting.
But the beauty of that is that it wouldn't be overpowered. It would still be good.
Yeah, exactly. That would put it next to the other weapons and balance it out compared to every other weapon. That's what I mean by it. So if you just make it a one-shot rifle instead, or have the option to have burst instead, it would be so much better to use that it would be a viable option. And also, it is very zoomed in on the scope, obviously, because it's a sniper rifle. It has its use case. So if they change it so you can do semi-auto, problem solved. That would fix the whole rifle.
Yeah. So also another funny thing, like we're talking about. So in this game, there are a bunch of different guns that they do the same job as a different one, either better or worse. And like today, I was doing lasers, and you can do a laser cannon, which is like basically is a continuous laser, or you could do there's a primary weapon, I forget what it's called now, it does the same
Got a
thing.
sickle.
And then there's a pistol that does the same thing. My question to you is, and those make sense. Those are like, they all do the same job as the laser cannon, just like lesser. Yeah. They're not as powerful, and their batteries don't hold as much, and it's give or take here. There, all these compromises. That's interesting, and I like that they do that. They give you options. Now, I've never used the Flame 6.6 Torture.
The mini flamethrower.
Yes, that got added.
Medium. You have the crisper as well, so the medium flamethrower.
Exactly. So we got another thing going on that's similar to that laser situation. So the Warbond, I still have not unlocked it. I'm going to. I'm working my way through the Warbonds. But we got a pistol one, we got a rifle one, and we got the one we've already had.
Yeah.
So
if you look at the plasma weapons, they kind of do the same. You have the Scorcher, which is the full auto rifle. You have the Purifier, which is like in between the plasma shotgun and the Scorcher, and then you have the plasma shotgun, which lobs a big ball of plasma towards the enemy with short range, and then you have the sniper rifle. So you kind of have that set out like that as well.
Well, is there a pistol plasma one?
Yes, there is also a pistol one.
And then is there a heavy, like, stratagem plasma one?
No, not at the moment. But we might see that at some point.
See, because you got that with the lasers and you got that with the flame.
Yeah. But then again, the plasma options have a wider range on the plasma and primaries. So that might be their way of doing that. But also we might see a stratagem weapon for plasma at some point. Maybe some, like, an option for, like, the Quasar recoilless, for example.
Yo, can I pitch my plasma thing that I want in the game?
Of course.
Don't get copyright infringement, but man, the plasma launcher from Halo, that would be sick, dude. Yeah. And you'd balance it out because it's slow moving thing. You'd probably have to arch it really high or whatever, arc it really high. But that would be sick.
Could be.
Just a giant rocket launcher. Don't we?
Maybe they're listening.
Maybe. They do have a really good variety of rocket launchers in this game, I will say. I'm very quite happy.
Oh, yeah.
Today I was using the E. Even the E is like so fun to use.
That is kind of understandable to have that. Like, if you look in real life, all the options that you have in real life for those types of weapons.
Yeah, and
that is easily implemented into this kind of games.
Little secret, I tried that cluster, what is it, the cluster rocket launcher?
Oh, the airburst rocket launcher?
Yeah, I tried that out for the first time today. That was quite a treat. Did I get some friendly kills? Yes, I did.
But it's pretty fun to use.
It was extremely fun.
I told you. Airburst is K. But it's also a very dangerous weapon to use if you don't know how to use it properly. Mm-hmm. Both for yourself and teammates.
All right. So I guess it's on to the top 5. This week we're doing top 5 most satisfying loadouts. This comes from somebody in the Discord. Really, their suggestion was to do top 5 fun loadouts. Fun, satisfying, kind of similar. So, actually, with that in point, I want to ask each of you, Snuff and Bacon, how did you decide your list? Did you choose loadouts that were more fun, loadouts that were more satisfying, loadouts that were effective? Like, let's start with Bacon. How did you choose your list?
Well, being somewhat new to the game, only having about 60, 70 hours, I haven't played that many loadouts to know, okay, this works in this situation. So really my top 5 most satisfying loadouts is my top 5 loadouts that I have in mind. Whether it's ones that I have played or ones that I've seen other people play that I'm like, wow, that's really cool. I could never do that, but that's really cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
and what about
as you talked about earlier, you might have a new contender on that list after I gave you that weapon.
That's true. That's true.
No, I vary my loadout quite often, so I just picked whatever I think is most fun and satisfying. That's all. I just picked it out of my head in 5 seconds. I haven't even written it down. I just have it in my head.
Yeah, for me, I did a little bit of thinking on what I wanted the top 5 to be. I did want it to be satisfying to keep with the name. I also wanted it to be fun to keep with the original suggestion of the person in Discord. If I find their name, I could tell you who suggested it. But
if it's not fun, is it really satisfying? So
Right.
if it's satisfying, it is fun. So it kind of goes over anyway.
yeah. So Hutch616, suggested this week's top 5, and there we are, a couple days later doing it. But yeah, so my list. Yeah, I did a little bit of thinking on my list. I did have to try out a bunch of different loadouts today. A lot of the stuff I tried today actually didn't make my list. And my list is mostly more so suggestions, not specifics. I have some specifics, but more so
Same
just
here.
general loadouts. Oh, and I'll say, I have an honorable mention and I have a super number 1.
Nice.
So
I don't have either.
you know what I'll do is I'll wait for my super number 1 to be at the end, and I'll just go ahead and start with my honorable mention. And my honorable mention, it didn't make the list because, okay, it is fun, it is satisfying, but it's also a pain in the butt to use. It at times it's not fun. It puts you in a compromised position 90% of the time. But man, when you can use this loadout, it is so fun when you can use it correctly. And my honorable mention is the Big Boom loadout. And this will vary for anybody. Obviously, you have to have the 500 kg. You probably should have a couple barrages in there. Bring as many booms as possible. Cluster. And you can do big booms. You can do a lot of booms. If you want to do a cluster bomb, if you want to do whatever. I was using an eruptor. And I was using a grenade pistol, which comes to your downfall when you don't have a secondary to pop little bugs. And then I switched. At one point I used the cluster, whatever you said, the airburst, and I also switched that out for the grenade launcher. So that both of those kind of meets my expectation for big booms or multiple booms. So, But yeah, dumb, stupid, do not use it, but man, is it fun. And also, I think the theme with this top 5, or at least my top 5 list, is like, these are fun to talk about, but you probably should be using like balanced loadouts.
And
that's what I'll say.
Of it, yeah.
Yeah. Now, should I go do my number 5, or does somebody else want to start?
You can just start if you want.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so my number 5 is the mobile infantry loadout. This is a fun one. This is like classic Helldivers. You're going to come in with your Liberator. Your secondary doesn't matter. You're going to bring and eat and do whatever stratagems you want. If you want to have a 500 kg, if you want to have an orbital laser, if you want to have a guard dog, doesn't matter. Just, you're going to be light. You're going to be mobile. You're going to be fast. You're going to be hitting chargers in the face with an eat. This is intended for more Terminids. This is like classic Terminid Helldiver loadout. Number 5. Just a simple mobile infantry loadout.
I think my number 5 is kind of the same thing. It's the basic loadout you get when you start the game. It's the Liberator, the I think just the normal machine gun that does medium armor. Yeah. And just going out and being like, okay, I'm going to be, grunt of the litter, whatever the saying is. I'm going to be just out of basic training. Here's the minimum weapons that we'll send you out with. And it's like starting all over and being like, okay, I'm trying my best to stay alive. And it makes it harder, but it makes it more satisfying when you get through it.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Brutal nature.
It's a very fun and satisfying loadout.
Oh, yeah. I highly agree because it's also my number 5.
Oh!
The complete stock armor, like the standard issue armor. I love that armor. Still, probably best armor in the whole game. Like, looks wise, because it's just that is the Helldiver, you know.
It is classic. Yeah.
So just bring the standard AR-23 Liberator, the Peacemaker, the MG-43, frag grenades, and some kind of regular Eagle airstrike, really.
Right.
And yeah,
the orbital airstrike.
Yeah, because a lot of that
I think that's the
vanilla,
one.
like normal stuff, is quite effective and can be very useful.
yeah.
It's definitely solid for, and especially.
I mean, it's a reason that is standard issue, because it is simply just a good loadout.
Yeah, and if you're not doing super hell dive, you know, you can use this super hell dive, but like you especially can use it on other difficulties.
Yeah. Snuff made me use it on Super Helldive. Because I had no other choice.
And as far as like the vanilla armor, I do the one armor that I've used for a long time is as close to vanilla as I can get without being vanilla. It's like kind of like a high speed vanilla Helldiver, so I like that aesthetic.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, so we're on to number 4. And this is when my loadouts start to get kind of fun. Mine, my number 4 is gonna be that laser loadout, man. And another, you know, this is a fun loadout to use. Another thing is like you should be bringing in grenades. I didn't. I brought in like a thermite for some reason, and I could not close bug holes. Like,
oh yeah.
It's an extreme flaw in this loadout. Is like you have to bring in a normal grenade.
You can close with termites, but it's you don't want to waste your termites on closing bug holes.
No.
I did figure this out. So I had an orbital laser or something when I did this, and or whatever the normal basic loadout is for that orbital one.
Precision strike.
Precision strike.
Who knows? I must have used the precision strike. But then I only had one, and there was 2 bug holes. So what did I do for the second bug hole? I had to like call in a supply drop on it, and then that worked.
It's a possibility. Use what you have.
But yeah, fun loadout, all lasers, stupid. Probably, you know, if you're gonna do this, bring in a grenade so you can close bug holes. But very fun.
Probably a good choice. Choice. Unless they release some kind of laser grenade.
That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, and I did pair it with a guard dog. I will say, if you're gonna do this for like TikTok, they'll do laser guard dogs. If you want to actually be useful, just do the AR like Liberator guard dog. But yeah, it was fun. Very fun.
The laser one is fairly decent on bugs, I would say. But in general, just bring the regular guard dog.
Yeah.
What is it called? AR-23, I think it's called.
Yes, and that's what I used, and it was the proper choice until they buff the laser guard dog.
Yeah.
If they do that, then you can bring it.
Or you can bring the Giga Chat version of both of them, which is the dog breath, which is better than both of them, in my opinion.
Yeah, I haven't unlocked that yet, but I'm working on it.
Yeah, it's really good.
I know, I want to try it so bad. But we're on to Bacon's number 4?
Yeah. Well, my number 4 is more for like fun satisfaction. It's one of those missions where you go and you have to kill a certain amount of enemies. It's, you know, it's more for fun. It's bringing in mines only. It's, I mean...
See, the mines always make some kind of appearance every episode. They always come back.
Well, some of my best moments and fun have been going on those missions. Everyone brings mines, and we're all just screaming and dying and on fire and choking.
It is fun.
It's just, it's so fun, but it's not liable for any other use case for everyone to bring mines. It's
very
fun.
viable, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you're willing to commit fratricide, like the entire match.
One day we will cover the whole map with just mines.
But I will agree, the times that we've done that have been very fun. When Snuff bullies you into like, no, everybody bring mines. Like, they are fun matches.
I mean, the chaos that consumes everyone.
So chaotic.
It is fun.
Oh yeah, that's my number 4.
Yeah.
Nice. What you got, Snuff?
Alright. Honestly, after testing some more gas weapons, it is my sterilizer loadout.
Whoa, I would expect this to be higher on your list.
No, that is number 4 because it's just because it's still like it's very good for controlling the enemy and helping out teammates, but you still, and I love being support like that, but it's still you can't. I mean, I did run off on my own, but for most people, it's not very viable as a loadout to just run off and deal with something all on your own. So basically, the sterilizer, gas grenades, gas guard dog, gas strike. Primary, you can use whatever, really. And of course, you need a stim pistol if you want to go full support to help out your teammates.
Now, does
Yeah.
does gas slow enemies?
It doesn't slow them, but it blinds and confuses them,
Okay.
so they don't know where you are. So they will just scatter away and don't know what they're doing. And the sterilizer is surprisingly good range. It's basically the same as the flamethrower, just with gas instead.
Okay.
Yeah. And gas grenades can take down fabricators, illuminated ships,
Oh,
whatever.
cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's pretty good to know.
Yeah. Just like the gas air orbital. You can also take down those. Very good info to know. But yeah, that's my number 4.
That's a great number 4. I am surprised it's not higher up on your list. But yeah, so on to my number 3. It's the Lone Wolf loadout. So
Oh.
there's a bunch of different versions of this. The classic one on TikTok is like the big iron. He's gonna go, he's gonna go solo. He's gonna play by himself. He's gonna run the big iron and like the lever action. There's other lone wolf loadouts. There's some that like it'll be like a liberator carbine with an E and whatever. I personally, if I'm gonna go by myself, I'll make sure I have a guard dog and like a turret to really have my back. But lone wolf in it is very fun, very satisfying loadout to use.
Now, would you use that in like a solo mission, or would you use that like with a squad
You
and
can
just
use
go off
that.
on your own?
You can go both. You can just do a solo mission, or you can go off like. There's been times where the squad is going in a separate direction, but there's an objective kind of close by that. Well, okay, I can take
Right.
this out by myself. Like, let me go ahead and handle this, so they don't have to come back to it. But but yeah, for the most part, you probably shouldn't be by yourself. but
The whole point of the game is technically teamwork. Like, you should always help out your team, but yeah, you can always go out on your own.
Yeah. So we're on to Bacon's number 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My number 3 would be playing medic or support and like focusing on helping your teammates instead of like the exact opposite of DBs.
I was about to say.
But that's the thing, though. Everyone has their own thing that they like to do, so...
Yeah. But like bringing the ammo pack and just being like, "Oh, you need ammo? Here, let me get you. Oh, I'm wearing the 6 stim armor, so I can give you a stim real quick." And using the stim pistol, I still have never used it because I've never unlocked that war bond. But I mean, I feel like that'd be really fun to do.
Yeah, that's awesome. And
I love support. All teams should have a support.
Yeah, and I do in the future want to be like coordinating more and playing that role.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. Just pay attention later on in the episode. Got some secrets that you guys don't even know.
Oh.
Okay, so what's your number 3? Snuff.
My number 3 is not necessarily like a specific loadout, but it's one thing you have to bring, and that is one of the exosuits, and just go to town. I don't give a fuck what other things you bring with it, but just go to town with the exosuit, just mow down everything in your path.
So let's call it
Very satisfying.
the mech specialist loadout. The
Yeah,
mechanized
because like
loadout.
what the things you bring other than a mech, you can kind of bring whatever you want, right? It's because that's only the times when you're not when you don't have a mech, right? So you can bring whatever. You can combine it with anything. Maybe a mech loadout.
Yeah,
Love that. Very fun.
You know-
I barely use it, but it's very satisfying and a lot of fun.
You know, Aether was just asking if I used the mech in Helldivers 2, but I haven't. I've only used it in Helldivers 1.
You just shut him down. I'm saving that for the podcast, boy.
No, I'm not.
Shut the fuck up. Well, you wouldn't say that because you don't swear.
No. Shut the heck up.
Gosh darn it. Shut the heck
Gosh
up.
darn. But yeah, no, I've only used it in Helldivers 1 with the Angel Guardian backpack where it heals you. So it was kind of like having an infinite health armor Titan. It was really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're on to number 2.
Yeah. So I call this the aerial denial. No, sorry, aerial. It's the area denial specialist. So this is, I think Snuff will like this one. I do a combination. I don't only do mines. I've tried this out today and I really liked it.
I have a feeling what's on the strategy and weapon list there.
So I did gas mine, fire mine, an eagle airstrike gas, and an eagle airstrike napalm. So it's like you get the best of both worlds. So it's like you can really deny an area from enemy there. You can throw down mines, you can throw down eagle airstrikes. Like it's if you want, you can use one at a time. You could use all of them at a time. I forget the word that I'm looking for, but like it's really flexible. It's a pretty flexible.
Versatile.
Yeah, this is what I've been saying. Everyone's slowly coming over to the full mine loadout. Everyone's slowly being convinced that it's actually really good.
There is one problem with this loadout is that you don't have a support weapon, and so that is where you have to you know, maybe you have a buddy who's nice enough to drop, or maybe you have a buddy who has eats and he can drop them all the time. Maybe that's a good way to work around it.
You can also combine it as a support role, just to deny an area for all the others, and you just play in the background when you don't have anything to call down as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Just run in and stim people. You can.
But I played it on a defense mission, and it was extremely effective, and I really enjoyed it.
It's insanely effective on a defense mission.
Now, but that's the thing. I didn't only use mines. I also used airstrikes.
Yeah.
But it was very fun and satisfying.
Everyone's coming over to the dark side.
Cool.
What about you, Bacon? Did you go to the dark side? What's your number 2?
For the mines?
No, what's your number 2?
The dark side? Okay. Well, mines was my number 4, so I'm already there. But my number 2 would be lasers only. I just love not having to use ammo all the time and have to call down resupplies, and it kind of plays into that support role is having a primary and a support weapon as that laser, so you can just, you guys, you go ahead for the ammo. I'll pick up some scraps here and there if I need it, but I don't know. I like doing that and swapping weapons, and I think I feel pretty cool.
It's pretty fun.
No, I have to agree. The lasers, the best part about them is they don't take ammo. It's so great.
Mm-hmm. But you fire for 20 minutes and get 2 kills. So I don't know.
Sometimes.
Oh yeah, Snuff, you're number 2?
Yeah, it's a split for me.
Ooh.
Because, as we all know, I love my airburst. So, any airburst, I usually do the airburst combined with Eagle Cluster Bomb and Orbital Rail Cannon Strike for any heavies that I have to deal with. That airburst struggles taking out. You can take down anything, but it takes a little bit longer, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But usually combine that with Cluster Bomb, Rail Cannon Strike, Airburst, and some kind of Sentry. Just to give me some time to reload it whenever I fire it. That will just keep my back. You can go all alone with this loadout. And depending on the faction I'm playing against, the primary varies, secondary varies, and so does the grenades. So you kind of just have to adjust that according to the faction you're playing against. It's very viable on everything. And then there's number 2, which I honestly didn't think was going to make the list until today. And that is my Arc loadout. Arc Thrower loadout is insanely fun once you get the hang of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, seeing just the kill streak rack up over 70 kill streak with just using the Arc Thrower, nothing else. You just see everything just collapsing in front of you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It is extremely satisfying for me to do that. And I would say because it's not a weapon ammunition based weapon, so I would say combine that with some kind of laser primary like a sickle or a scythe. Secondary, do whatever you want. Same for grenades. I really like combining it with an orbital gas strike and gas grenades, and also orbital smoke strike is also very good to combine with that one. Because then it can be the thunder and lightning coming out of a cloud.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yeah. So he's kind of, but stealth is like it combines stealth and bravery in one thing. So it's really doing something for me. You should try it, DB. I can give you the whole loadout later, and you can try that one.
I will. I'll try it. I will. I'll try to like it.
You have to try it properly, not just one match. You have to get used to it so you can actually use it properly.
But I will say
I'm gonna with everything.
I'm gonna bring this back up for my super number 1. I've got a point for it.
Yeah.
A little talking point for what you're talking about, but now are we on to my number 1?
I think we are.
So.
All right, it's a bit of a cop out. I think you might not like it, but it's number 1 is a balanced loadout, and it is a cop out. But so when I say this, right? So if you have a nasty weapon that's awesome at long range, but it's not good at close range, okay, let's bring a close range weapon, a secondary or a support weapon to help that. Make sure you have at least one anti-tank option. Also make sure wave clear is addressed in some way.
Yeah,
and
I'm actually gonna jump in after this as well on this one.
Yeah, and you can do this in many different ways. Like you can do a balanced loadout with just a normal Liberator as a primary, and then you bring an Eat to balance out so you have anti-tank. Or if you have an Eruptor for anti-tank, now you need to bring the Stalwart as wave clear.
Yeah.
Most of the loadouts that, when you look up loadouts for Helldivers, or if you try them out, a lot of the loadouts are, we're going to do all lasers. We're going to do all big boom. We're going to do all mines. None of them work out the way you think like the way you want them to work out. and that's kind of the theme of my whole list, is that like the more I try different loadouts, the more you realize, you need to, everything's about a compromise. You need to make sure you have something in your kit that
there's always a downside to everything.
Yeah.
And I need to jump in on this one because my number one is basically the same, but it is not just my loadout, but it's the whole squad. A fully specialized squad. That is the most satisfying gameplay I can have in this game.
Okay,
except for my super number one, which I will mention after.
Should I jump in? Should I jump in for my super number one?
But a fully specialized team, you have the support guy, you have the heavy, you have a commander that delegates the work for everyone, and then you can have another guy that is either recon, he could be like kind of an engineer, or something. Just the whole team is specialized and work around each other, so you're always working together like you're supposed to do.
I'm jumping back in because yeah, my number one is a balanced loadout, but my super number one is teamwork. And so it's 100% what you're saying. If you want to have an entire team with lasers, let's do it. If you want to have an entire,
it's very fun doing those things as well. But there's something about when everyone is specialized and everyone works around each other.
But I'm saying the thing that I was going to talk about, your arc stuff, have an entire arc team loadout, because then everybody can bring in arc armor. And if I have arc armor, your arc throw is not going to affect me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if you work around each other, you will have such a good time.
That'll be really cool.
So yeah, Bacon, what's your number one?
We're coming back to that. So Bacon, what's number one?
My number one is a balanced... No, it's Big Boom.
Big Boom.
Big
Boom. Big Boom. Like exploding crossbow, the eruptors, something, anything explosive, and just boom, pop, 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 boom. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that's satisfying. I've never done it, but
it is fun.
As someone who did it today, I'm telling you, bring in a secondary, like a pistol that can actually use the Redeemer, because if you're locked into a crossbow or an eruptor and you don't have something for close range, they're gonna get you. Those little hunters are gonna get you.
Yeah, they're gonna get you.
Oh, and you definitely need a guard
jump
dog.
pack or a hover pack.
Yeah. Nah. Take a guard dog. Take a guard dog.
Ooh, an explosive guard dog? That'd be cool.
There's a grenade guard dog.
Yeah.
Or a hellbomb guard dog.
Oh my gosh.
And you don't know which enemy is gonna attack. You don't know which one is gonna attack, but it's gonna fly to something.
Oh my gosh.
But I have a super number one though.
What's your super number one?
It is my glorious axe and shield combo. Of course, it's my melee loadout.
Of course.
What would a type 5 list be without your axe and mines in there somewhere?
Yeah, it comes back on every list, dude.
Every single one.
When was the last time we had a list without either one of them? Like, even of what was it, like favorite ways to unalive things, and Bacon brought up the axe, and you respect them. It always creeps into the top 5 segment, no matter what.
Top 5 Mike and Lito moments.
Probably one of the only top 5s we haven't had the axe on is top 5 planets.
Yeah.
Because there's not an axe planet. Every planet is
That's called Norway.
Every planet is good for the axe.
Well, that was a fun one, man. I like that top 5 this week. That was really fun. Cool. So, are we on to listener stories?
Well, what I want to hear are people's suggestions, or like their top 5s or top number 1 loadout that they like to use. Put it in the Spotify comments. Vote on the poll for your favorite.
Yeah. Comment on YouTube, you know?
Yeah.
Comment in the Discord. Let us know. We want to hear your top 5s. We want to hear your favorite weapons, your favorite loadouts, your favorite planets. So if we're talking about it on an episode, let us know what your favorite is. Because we might mention it in another one if we see an interesting comment. We probably will. Yeah, and if you have a suggestion for a top 5, we've done, I don't know, probably 4 or 5 suggestions from people in the Discord. So let us know a suggestion for top 5.
I mean, there's been an insanely big amount from Damo Mando. He's been racking up those top 5 suggestions. How many is this? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 suggestions just from Damo Mando.
Have we done a top 5 from Daimo yet? I feel like we have. We must have.
I don't think so yet.
I bet we have, because his name rings a bell.
Probably.
I mean, it's none of the ones that he has listed here, because these are from 24th of April, and we haven't recorded after that until now.
No, that's true, but a lot of times I'm in like the Discord just talking to people and I get a suggestion.
Yeah. He might have said something at some point.
Yeah, most likely. I can't tell you what it was, but I feel like we... If not, Damo, let us know. We'll use one of your suggestions.
Pick your top 5 suggestions.
Top 5 suggestions.
I can't wait for that episode. Top 5 top 5s, the top 5 podcast.
That's the episode we'll have Damo on as a guest.
I think we'll need some guest hosts to do that top 5 for us.
Listener stories, written by a Burnt Bridges. Ship name, the SES Redacted. Call sign, Cadet Snow Princess. Location, the Record of Truce. ICBM Mission 5, Extreme. Mission time, redacted. Time, April 4th, 2025. I think the mission time...
I think that is wrong, because we're over 100 years into the future.
Edited by the Ministry of Truth. Mission report truce. Sample fog. It's the recovery team again, sir. The recovery team can't keep up with the divers collecting excessive sample quantities. It's madness, sir. The divers land and spend 20 minutes avoiding the objective and instead seem to seek samples with a crazed goblin-like demeanor. They're using 500 kgs to pre-fire points of interest to enable them to better find samples. And then, sir, there's the cost of destroyed infrastructure, buildings, and raiding residential containers. Those credits and belongings are citizen property, but these mouth-frothing divers break the sealed containers and leave abandoned food rations and materials to the elements, sir. This new sample extractor booster hasn't helped. Instead, the divers are farming hulks, sir. Sir, the main thing is, the divers need something to spend these samples on, otherwise the recovery team might enlist to avoid processing duties. And then, you and I would have to do it, sir.
That's a fun one. That's a fun little comedy one.
Yeah.
And then you and I would have to do it.
Yeah.
It's like a background... It's like one of those reports you'll read at a what is it? A challenge, a site.
It's like a passive aggressive arrowhead to give us something to use the goddamn samples on.
I like these mouth frothing divers. They're just dead set on getting samples.
That's pretty
There
funny.
definitely is a time in every Helldiver's career where they are just frothing at the mouth for samples.
Every time.
That's me right now.
Yeah.
Like, I can remember specifically last mission.
Yeah.
I'm going up and I'm like, oh, samples, and Snuff's like, I just armed the hell bomb. Get out of here. Sample.
Sample. Yeah, but I think we're over to. You know what time it is?
Ship names.
It is ship names.
Ship names.
I love the little crack in your voice there. Ship names.
Ship names, bro.
Absolutely beautiful. I will take. I can take number 2.
Okay, I'll do the first one. So the first one, yeah. So
Cool,
the first
I'll do
one
number
comes
3.
from Joined for Cookies. This comes from the Discord. His ship is the SES Pride of Pride. The most prideful of the pride, proudly spreading managed democracy across the galaxy, pridefully showing Super Earth's enemies just how lacking in pride they are. We are too proud to know when to quit. Thank you.
Very prideful.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your pride.
He's a pride of his own to have you in the community. Very prideful. Alright, on to the next one, which comes in from... Actually, that's another person I know in real life. Again, all these fucking dates everywhere. This one comes from Wrench with the SES Hammer of Audacity. He hasn't gotten me a reason, apparently, but just that he call his ship a democracy spreader. And that is very fair,
Thank you for
sir.
service.
Oh,
Because we all like to spread democracy. Thank you for your service.
thank you
I'm
for your
also
service.
I don't know why, but I'm also waving around with a knife when I'm speaking. I'm gesturing.
And this last one, hold on. Double kill. Triple kill. This last one is from Game Ogre. Ogre. From Discord. With the SES Star of the Stars.
Why are so many of these things?
That's what type of episode it is this week.
What?
Top 5 of the top 5.
All right, what's the reason?
we broke him. He's broken.
Okay. Double kill. No real
Double kill.
no real reason for the name. Just decided to be funny with it. War is rough out there, boys and girls. Gotta get your laughs in when you can.
Definitely. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for service.
All right. Thank you for the ship name, guys. Remember to put
Thank you
in
for your
new
ship
ones
names.
in the Discord or comment section.
Yeah, let us know your ship names. Now, the community task is that's not over yet, is it?
Yes. Nope. I'm getting to it right now, so I will go through quite a lot of things right now. So, community task still running. It is we're running out the Warbond series. So currently it is the Steeled Veteran Warbond. Basically, you just have to use a loadout based on the Steeled Veteran Warbond. So you have to have the Warbond to get that title. Simple and easy. But this will on May 5th for the Americans and May 6th for the Europeans. Because it will end at 5 o'clock in the morning for me.
8:45 for the West Coast.
The big thing is we will immediately roll out a new event on May 6th, immediately when this is done.
Like 15 minutes later.
Yep, pretty much. It is set. It's already set to start on the ending of this one. And me and Mela have been cooking quite a lot. We will continue to sit down at least once a month to talk about events, but we sat down for quite a few hours and talked about events and how we want to keep going. And we will basically start putting at least there will always be 2 events in the calendar, as long as we're not on vacation, obviously.
That'll be nice.
Yeah, so there will always be something coming up that you can look at. You won't get to know the rules. Even you guys here with me are not going to get the rules of the upcoming one. You can go into the event details to see more, but not more than that. But I will go through it a little bit, but no special details. I won't tell you the rules or anything else like that. But it's called the Super Earth's Special Forces. So here you will be able to get a title called Special Forces. And with this one, you have the whole squad has to use the supplied loadouts. They're not allowed to divert from the loadouts. And we have quite a lot of loadouts to choose from. So everyone has something they will like, and it will also force all of you to use things that you're not used to using. And I hope all of you will also try to choose loadouts that is very different from the ones that you usually use. So you get to try things. Maybe try all of them. And we will start off with the captain. That is the first one. Second one is called Heavy. Then we have the third one called the Sniper. Then we have the fourth one called Pyro. Those are the 4 first ones. And then we have the 5th called the Plague Doctor. And then we have the Lightbringer, the Engineer, and Artillerist. And I will not give any info on what loadouts those are. I have them all narrowed down already. And the rules and the info about this will be posted on May 6th when this event comes out. But we will not say anything else on what that includes. There is also a secret title. And who knows what that can be. You have to figure that one out yourself.
Awesome. Well, this is a pretty good episode to announce that then.
Yeah, there might also be upcoming more secret titles that he's already running. Who knows? Only me and Mela knows.
I might actually do this challenge. It sounds fun.
No.
This fit very well with this top 5 because it's basically what we talked about at the end. Specialized units. Basically, the whole team has to specialize, and none of the teammates are allowed to use the same loadout. So they all have to pick their role in that.
Very cool.
And I have changed them up a little bit from what we first planned, just to give people a little bit more options.
Yeah. There's one class.
You still have to stick to them.
That Lightbringer class. I don't know if you guys have seen like a clip or there's a YouTube video of the Shadow Monster. And he's like going after these 2 explorers. And these 2 explorers are like, we'll shine a light upon you. And then they turn on their flashlights and start flashing him. And he's like, off the light.
I've seen that. The lights.
The lights.
The lights.
That's all I could think of. I'm definitely being the Lightbringer class.
Yeah, and I do really think both of you and a lot of people in the server is going to enjoy this one because it will, I said, it will force you to use things that you are not used to using, and also like the combination of things is also set, so you can like you're not allowed to switch out the grenade you are supplied with for that class. You have to use that certain stratagem. You have to use this
specific
primary
armor.
Like Yes, specific types of armor.
Okay.
Everything is set. You have to follow those sets that I have made.
Gotcha. If you don't specify a helmet, I'm choosing a random one and making it look really wonky.
Oh yeah. Helmets, go whatever you want. It's just because that doesn't have any passives. Same with a cape. You can do whatever.
You know,
Cool.
and this could be
Better remember, as I said, there are secret titles out there.
also this could
Nobody
be a
knows
fun.
what they are.
This could
You'll
be a
figure
fun
it out one
challenge
day.
to stream. So one of us could stream and play with the community,
Yeah.
and you guys can play with us, and we'll stream it.
Mm-hmm. And
Oh,
if you
yeah.
really want to play this out like properly, have one on the team be the captain. And the captain has to command the
There you
whole
go.
squad.
What?
Yeah.
Very
If
cool.
you, that is not a rule. That is only like if you really want to roleplay this into.
Right.
What?
like how it would
What do they
be.
call a team leader in the Norwegian army? Translate it for me.
That's
be
all
really
I
fun.
have. So there's stuff coming up, and we have a lot more events planned already. We just have to work a little bit on the details, just to, narrow them down a little bit, to what the rules will be. So there are a lot of things happening behind the scenes that only I know about.
Well, all right. So I think that brings us to the end, right?
I mean-
So go ahead, guys. Join the Discord. Submit your listener stories and ship names. Engage in the community challenge and vote in the polls. There's a Spotify poll on this episode you can vote on. And, let us know your top 5 most satisfying loadouts. And yeah, if you vote in the Spotify poll, let us know what you voted for. Let us know what your favorite one is. And with that, I think that's the end.
And with that, I think we say thanks for listening and
See you on the front
see
line.
you on the front lines.
Yeah, see you on the front lines.
Dun 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 dun. Bye.
All Super Earth podcast content is based on the game Helldivers 2, created by Arrowhead Game Studios and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment.